Welcome to EQAI Morning Briefing for September 5th. I'm your host, and today we're diving into the most compelling stories shaping our world. Let's get started. First up, Mark Cuban has made headlines by dismissing concerns that Kamala Harris would tax unrealized capital gains if elected. Cuban insists, not going to happen. This comes just days before Harris is set to debate Donald Trump, adding another layer of intrigue to the upcoming political showdown. Switching gears to the auto industry, Ford Motor saw a notable 13.4% jump in U.S. vehicle sales last month, thanks to strong performances from its F-Series trucks and hybrid models. It's a bright spot in an otherwise challenging market. In the world of sports, NFL team owners have voted to allow private equity firms to acquire up to 10% of teams. However, these firms won't have much say in team decisions, their role mainly limited to financial contributions. Over in the media sector, Newsmax Inc. is prepping for an initial public offering to raise about $75 million. The conservative cable TV brand aims to go public either later this year or in early 2025. Healthcare is making waves as well, with Eli Lilly's experimental weekly insulin showing promise. Late-stage trials found it can lower blood sugar as effectively as daily insulins, intensifying competition with Novo Nordisk. On the economic front, jobless claims have dropped to an 8-week low, reinforcing the notion that companies are reluctant to lay off workers even as hiring slows down. U.S. productivity in the second quarter was also better than initially estimated, with output per hour up 2.5%. The Cowboys are now the most valuable NFL team, worth a staggering $11 billion. It's an incredible turnaround for a team that was once losing $1 million a month. And speaking of investments, a new report shows that conservative investors are fueling a race to issue new corporate bonds, despite a tough start for stocks in September. It seems debt issued by many of these companies remains a hot commodity. In the tech world, Tesla plans to roll out its full self-driving software in Europe and China next year, contingent on regulatory approval. This could be a game-changer for the electric vehicle market. On the real estate front, ratings for Starwood, Newark, and KKR Real Estate were upgraded due to better commercial real estate views. This signals optimism in an otherwise cautious market. Oil prices are attempting a bounce back after hitting 2024 lows, as traders keep a close eye on OPEC plus activities. U.S. crude oil is trading near $71 per barrel after a recent sell-off. And in the world of space, AST SpaceMobile's stock is climbing as the company targets September 12th for the launch of its first commercial satellites. This could mark a significant milestone for space-based broadband. Moving to consumer goods, Land's End saw its stock rise on a narrower loss and a revenue beat, marking its 6th straight quarter of gross margin growth. Meanwhile, JetBlue's stock jumped 6% after better-than-expected revenue trends. In another notable story, private equity firms can now invest in NFL teams but will have limited influence. This new development could inject fresh capital into the league without altering team dynamics. On a more somber note, a recent LinkedIn survey found that 4 in 10 U.S. workers feel stuck and burned out in their jobs. The top 5 jobs with the highest burnout rates were identified, shedding light on the ongoing mental health crisis in the workforce. In other news, the U.S. trade gap widened sharply in July to its highest level in more than 2 years, driven by a surge in imports. This could have significant implications for the broader economy. And finally, Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker will retire next June, closing a chapter on his tenure as a key figure in monetary policy. That's all for today's EQAI Morning Briefing. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time with more news that matters to you. Have a great day.